Greetings. This is Brother Eli. Welcome to Bible Truth Revealed. This channel is dedicated to exposing the lies of Christianity and revealing biblical truth. On this channel, we worship and serve the Most High God of Israel only. This teaching is entitled The Abomination of Necromancy. That is, the abomination of necromancy. Necromancy is the practice of communicating with the dead. In this teaching, I will demonstrate beyond the shadow of a doubt that, according to the piece of historical fiction called the New Testament, Jesus, the Christian God-man, practiced necromancy. To discover the dangers of necromancy and why it is forbidden by the Most High, please listen to my teaching entitled, Can Our Ancestors Help Us? That is, can our ancestors help us? Although most Christians agree that necromancy, or communicating with the dead, is a sin, they fail to realize that their fictional God-man was guilty of committing this abomination. For those who are not aware that Jesus is a fictional character that was invented to lead the children of Israel into idolatry, please listen to my teaching entitled, Jesus never existed. That is, Jesus never existed. And for those Israelites who adamantly refuse to let go of the useless idol that was whipped into our forefathers by their Christian slave masters, this teaching will prove that even if Jesus really existed, he is an abomination to the Most High. First, I will demonstrate from the Holy Scriptures, which Christians call the Old Testament, that necromancers, meaning everyone that communicates with the dead, are an abomination to the Most High. And then I will prove that the fictional Jesus character was a necromancer. This makes him an abomination to the Most High. Deuteronomy chapter 18, I'm reading verses 10 to 12. That's Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 10 to 12. And I will be reading from the Brenton Septuagint translation. It reads thus: There shall not be found in thee one who purges his son or his daughter with fire, one who uses divination, who deals with omens and augury, a sorcerer employing incantation, one who has in him a divining spirit, an observer of signs, questioning the dead. This is our focus today. There shall not be found in thee one who questions the dead. Questioning the dead means communicating with the dead. Verse 12. For everyone that does these things is an abomination to the Most High. For because of these abominations, the Most High will destroy them from before thy face. In the next few minutes, I will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that the fictional Jesus character of the so-called New Testament communicated with the dead. It will then become clear that even if Jesus really existed, he was an abomination to the Most High. In the Encyclopedia Britannica, under the heading Necromancy, quote 1 says this: Necromancy, Communication with the dead. That's what necromancy is. It is communication with the dead. So when I demonstrate that Jesus communicated with the dead, that will be evidence that he was a necromancer, and that makes him an abomination to the Most High. Again, necromancy, communication with the dead, usually in order to obtain insight into the future or to accomplish some otherwise impossible task. So usually it's for these reasons, but it doesn't have to be for these reasons. Any kind of communication with the dead is forbidden by the Most High. It is necromancy. Quote number 2 says, its practitioners, meaning necromancers, were skilled magicians who used a consecrated circle in some deserted spot, often a graveyard, to protect themselves from the anger of the spirits of the dead. As we examine the evidence that Jesus practiced necromancy, please keep the following criteria in mind. 1. Communication with the dead. 2. Performed by a skilled magician. And 3. In a desolate spot. So a skilled magician goes to a desolate or deserted or far away place where other people are not, and he communicates with the dead. That communication is necromancy. Now let's go to the historical fiction called the New Testament, and I'll be reading from Mark chapter 9 verses 2 and 4. Mark chapter 9 verses 2 and 4 in the King James Version of the Christian Bible says this. And after 6 days Jesus taketh with him Peter and James and John, and leadeth them up into an high mountain, apart by themselves. Apart means away from everyone else, far away, to a desolate spot. He took them apart in a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. So we've already seen the desolate spot where he took the disciples to a high mountain apart by themselves. Now let's see the skilled magician. We just read that he was transfigured before them. What does that mean? On www.etymonline.com, which is an online etymology dictionary, this is what it says under the word transfigure. Be metamorphosed by magic. Be metamorphosed, that means changed, by magic. Skilled magicians can change their appearance by magic. This is what is meant by he was transfigured before them. He used magic to change his appearance before them. Anyone who knows anything about the fictional Jesus character knows that he liked to show off his magic skills, such as walking on water. The average magician cannot walk on water. This particular trick requires a skilled magician. This is how we know that according to the historical fiction, which is the New Testament, Jesus was a skilled magician. Verse 4 says, and there appeared unto them Elias, that's Elijah, with Moses, and they were talking with Jesus. So apparently Elijah and Moses appeared and were talking to the skilled magician in a desolate spot. in their desperate attempt to give credibility to their false god and idol, the so-called white man, also known as the children of Lucifer, tried to associate him with the righteous prophets of Israel. This is why they claimed that he was speaking with Elijah and Moses. The only problem is that these prophets were long gone before the Jesus character was invented. So the only way the children of Lucifer could get their false god to communicate with Moses, for example, was to get their idol to call up Moses from the dead. Let's read Deuteronomy chapter 34 verse 5. Deuteronomy chapter 34 verse 5 says, "So Moses, the servant of the Most High, died. Moses was long dead in the land of Moab by the word of the Most High." So again, by the time the Jesus character was invented, Moses had been dead for hundreds of years. This means that Mark chapter 9 verse 4 is an example of necromancy, or communication with the dead. So to recap, this skilled magician took his disciples to a desolate place high up in the mountain where no one else could see what he was up to, and he revealed to them that he was a necromancer, one who communicated with the dead. This is exactly what the Most High does not want his holy people to do. Everyone that does this is an abomination to the Most High. So, it logically follows that the fictional Jesus character is an abomination to the Most High. Mark chapter 9 verse 9. Mark chapter 9 verse 9 says, "And as they came down from the mountain, he charged them that they should tell no man what things they had seen, till the Son of Man were risen from the dead." This abominable necromancer had the audacity to tell his disciples that they must not reveal to anyone that he was a necromancer. So he completely rebelled against the Most High by communicating with the dead, and then he said, "Don't tell nobody." This is how we know for a fact that the fictional Jesus character is an abomination to the Most High. In conclusion, necromancy, or communication with the dead, is a sin. Everyone that does this is an abomination to the Most High. As the fictional Jesus character was an abominable necromancer, it means that he did not die for anyone else's sins. It's right there in your Bible. You just have to open your eyes and see it for yourself. And for more evidence that the Jesus character was an abominable sinner, please listen to my teaching entitled, "Why Did Jesus Sin?" That is, why did Jesus sin? The time has come for the children of Israel to wake up to the deception of Christianity and to throw the abominable New Testament and its Jesus idol into the trash where they belong. Return to the Most High only and keep His commandments. only then can you be saved from the destruction that is to come. And with that I say, Salam.